skills and seemingly extraordinary observational abilities, allowing him to perfectly navigate past the monsters without being detected. She cannot help but glance at this university's student from Haicheng, who is only a few years younger than her. Previously, she had never heard of such a person in her school. How could someone like him have remained so inconspicuous until now? What she doesn't realize is that Wang Cheng's keen observation skills rely entirely on an infrared thermal radar. He has evolved his strength through serum injection, but hasn't enhanced his night vision. However, with the infrared radar, any mutated being that has a temperature difference with the environment will be marked, allowing him to seamlessly avoid detection while silently maneuvering the Wuling battleship. Suddenly, Wang Cheng slams on the brakes. Ahead, a massive shadow, towering 3 stories high, sweeps past them. In the darkness, its edges are indistinct, resembling a gigantic mound of flesh. With each step it takes, the ground trembles. Fortunately, it hasn't noticed Wang Cheng and the others, quickly disappearing at the other end of the street. Only when they are at a safe distance does Wang Cheng clearly see its form. It appears to be a mutated brown bear, presumably escaped from a zoo. Chen, still shaken, wonders aloud. What could have caused these things to mutate to such an extent? Wang Cheng is unsure, but the rest of the journey passes without incident, and they arrive near the gastroenterology hospital. During the night of the disaster, the hospital is not crowded, especially on the 1st and 2nd floors. They encounter only one mutated being, which Wang Cheng dispatches with a single shot to the head. Although Chun Lan's awakened abilities are also remarkable, her speed in raising her hand cannot compare to Wang Cheng's swift and decisive shot at close range. However, Wang Cheng's gun lacks a silencer, and the sound echoes through the corridor. Along the way, they see disfigured corpses in the hallway, heads missing and bellies ripped open, with intestines spilling out and many showing signs of having been bitten. What else could be lurking in this building? Wang Cheng remains vigilant. Chen Lan points ahead. On the 2nd floor, it seems there's a noise coming from that direction. The gastrointestinal hospital is a private facility with only 4 floors. While it is considered small for a hospital, it is relatively large among private hospitals. Wang Cheng and Chen Lan exchanged a glance and quickly moved toward the end of the corridor on the 2nd floor, where they heard sounds coming from a storage room filled with clutter. Chen Lan had already clenched a matchstick in her hand, ready to ignite it at any moment, while Wang Cheng held a shotgun tightly and opened the door. However, inside were not monsters, but a group of survivors. The storage room was very small, only about 3 to 4 square meters, yet it was crowded with 7 people, men and women pressed closely together, all dressed in casual clothes, looking panic-stricken as they stared at Wang Cheng and Chen Lan. Upon seeing the gun in Wang Cheng's hand, a bold middle-aged man asked, "Are you police? Did you come to rescue us?" With one mutated creature on the 1st and 2nd floors, why were they so afraid, huddled together like this? Wang Cheng was puzzled, but felt a sense of relief upon finding survivors. Su Xinghai had been running a high fever and could not wait any longer. Wang Cheng directly asked, "Is there a doctor or nurse among you? I'm not a police officer, but if someone can give my person an injection to reduce the fever, I can offer supplies and ensure their safety for 2 days." As soon as Wang Cheng finished speaking, several survivors in the storage room suddenly changed color and screamed, "Watch out." Wang Cheng turned around in a flash and saw a shadow darting toward him at an incredible speed. Chapter 31. Are you also an awakened one? Dear host, a special high-energy creature has been detected. Hunting and killing it is expected to yield special serum and 5 energy points. The system's prompt echoed in Wang Cheng's mind. But at that moment, his body was tense, and he barely had time to listen closely. The special high-energy creature was already upon him. Wang Cheng had been on high alert, prepared for this moment, a result of his accumulated combat instincts from days of survival in the apocalypse. However, this creature was too fast, almost too quick to see clearly, and its sharp claws were already in front of him. In a critical moment, a flash of fire erupted as Chun Lan instantly ignited the match she was holding. With her unique awakening ability, the flame transformed into a fireball that struck the mutated creature. With a brief, piercing howl, the creature fell to the ground, one of its feet burned, and it staggered backward. Only then did Wang Cheng get a clear look at what it was. It turned out to be a mutated domestic cat. Its size had not changed much, appearing almost the same as a normal cat, and even seemed small compared to humans. However, its fur had almost completely fallen out, revealing a ghastly blood-red skin. In the dim light, he could see the fine, spiderweb-like blood vessels pulsating grotesquely, and its claws had become incredibly sharp, leaving marks on the marble floor as if slicing through tofu. Its eyes were blood-red, and its fangs protruded as it let out a menacing howl. Was such a small creature also a special mutated being? Could it provide serum and 5 energy points? Wang Cheng always believed that only large mutated creatures could provide more energy points, but now it seems that is not the case. However, how these energy points are calculated remains a mystery to him. He finally understood why the 7 survivors were hiding in such a small, enclosed space. They were clearly trying to avoid this mutated creature. Be careful, its speed is too fast. We want to kill it. But several people have already been taken down by it. This small mutated cat is quick and in the complicated terrain of the hospital. Ordinary people are no match for it. These survivors must have realized this, which is why they hid in the storage room, using the cramped space to evade its attacks. Wang Cheng remained silent, watching as Chun Lan lit a second match. Suddenly, he raised his shotgun and fired. The cat, having sustained an injury to one leg, leaped and narrowly avoided the close-range barrage from Wang Cheng's shotgun. It crawled along the wall as if it were walking on flat ground, moving so fast that it was almost a blur, rapidly approaching Wang Cheng. Damn it! Wang Cheng roared in anger, raising his shotgun and firing wildly at the ceiling while retreating. Its speed was too fast. He couldn't conserve ammunition anymore and had to block its path. The advantage of the shotgun's spread fire became evident as Wang Cheng fired repeatedly, obstructing its advance. No matter how fast it was, he managed to seal off its escape routes. But Wang Cheng knew his bullets were not infinite. He had to reload. And that brief moment would be enough for the creature to rush in and tear his face apart. Therefore, just as he fired the last round, Wang Cheng shouted, "Chun Lan, help me distract it. I have a way to kill it." A fleeting hesitation crossed Chun Lan's face. The mutated cat was small and not very strong defensively, but its speed was incredible. Even with one leg burned, it was still nearly impossible to see its movements clearly. Drawing its attention and making it attack her was extremely risky. But in that moment, Chun Lan chose to trust Wang Cheng. She understood that while Wang Cheng's shotgun could temporarily block its attack routes, this was only a short-term solution. If Wang Cheng failed and the rhythm of the battle fell into the hands of that monster, they would both die. In the rapidly changing battle, life and death often hinge on a moment. Chun Lan felt cold sweat running down her cheeks as she took a daring step forward and threw the fireball at the creature. Her attack was unlikely to hit, but it created an opening. Suddenly, the mutated cat jumped down from the ceiling, leaping with incredible agility and speed, directly pouncing at Chun Lan, its claws extended, aiming for her delicate face. There was no doubt that this strike would tear her face apart. Chun Lan's expression changed drastically. Her ability was slower to activate, and facing the lightning-fast mutated cat, she had no chance to evade. She could only watch helplessly as her fate approached. In a moment of crisis, the survivors in the storage room began to scream frantically. Just at the last moment, a pair of strong hands reached out from one side, directly grabbing the body of the mutated cat and forcefully pressing it down onto the ground. The one who acted was Wang Cheng. His plan was bold and risky. The speed of this monster was incredibly fast. Even bullets couldn't catch up with it, but when it lunged at humans, it had to move from a low position to a high one, making its movements rigid and predictable. At that moment, it was the perfect opportunity for Wang Cheng to strike. He discarded the shotgun that could accidentally harm Chun Lan, used both hands to grasp the mutated cat's body, and pressed it down, exerting his strength. Though the mutated cat was small in size, as a mutated creature, its strength was impressive. However, Wang Cheng had injected a special serum for strength enhancement, and no matter how powerful the mutated cat was, it couldn't match Wang Cheng. All its struggles were in vain. In Chun Lan's astonished gaze, Wang Cheng's fingers sank deep into the creature's body, crushing it from the inside, breaking its bones one by one. This kind of strength was far beyond that of an ordinary person. Chun Lan was taken aback. "Are you also an awakened one?" Such strength could not possibly belong to someone like Wang Cheng, who appeared somewhat slender. She immediately thought of awakened individuals, perhaps those with enhanced strength. She could hardly believe her own judgment. This person not only had a gun and a modified vehicle, but also possessed awakening abilities? Was he favored by fate? Wang Cheng did not respond. He let out a deep breath, glanced at Chun Lan, and instructed her, "You should go ask the doctor." Chun Lan then realized what she needed to do, giving Wang Cheng a deep look before turning to the others in the storage room. The survivors in the storage room were equally shocked. They had been hiding in the hospital and knew nothing about awakened individuals. They were already astonished when they saw Chun Lan transform a spark from a match into a fireball. Now, witnessing Wang Cheng crush the terrifying mutated cat with his bare hands left them in a state of shock and complexity. "We've been fighting it for so many days. And Dr. Wang, Brother Chun, they all died without killing it. Thank you, thank you." Seizing the opportunity, Wang Cheng quietly activated the system to collect serum and energy points. A bone needle appeared in his hand, and he discreetly stowed it away, wiping the blood from his hands. He felt a sense of excitement. This time, the special serum was for speed enhancement. Once injected, Wang Cheng would gain boosts in both speed and strength, making his physical abilities astonishing. Even if he wasn't an awakened one, his physical fitness would far surpass that of ordinary individuals and awakened ones, greatly enhancing his survival capabilities. Of course, Wang Cheng knew what was more important at that moment and didn't rush to inject it. Instead, he put it away and looked toward Qianlong. By this time, Qianlong